Good afternoon, Mr. Tobin. Can I ask which case you're here on today?
Absolutely. I believe it's Mr. Burns.
Donald Burns?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Good morning, Mr. Tobin. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself? Ready for a holiday
I'm
weekend?
okay. I'm trying to be.
I'm sure you are.
What about you?
I am definitely ready. Although I'll be working, but I'm still ready for Monday.
Monday.
In the weather.
Ah,
It's been long enough. We've
oh,
needed some sunshine.
I know. Andy, was that you calling me?
Yes, Judge, I was just calling to give you the update that I just called Romulus to find out why they're not here yet. They said they're having technical issues again, so I gave them my number to contact to assist. I haven't gotten a call back from them yet. I did not call Josh, so that will be my next step because I haven't seen either of them.
Okay, that I looked down, it was 2:46, and so I ran out here. So I'll sit out
I
here.
also just got off the fax machine an appearance for defendant Crump, which may explain why he has waived MIDC. So I'm going to try to contact that attorney Zelenak. I'm going to try to give him a call and let him know that we're going to be holding it and see if he can get on.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good afternoon, sir.
Judge Martin, I apologize. We've been trying to log in for the last 15 minutes. It's been a mess, but we're in, so
Don't apologize for doing your job. We're just waiting for Mr. Kaplan to come on.
no problem.
Sergeant Reese,
Yes, ma'am.
we received an appearance in the Crump matter. The attorney needs about 15 more minutes to become available to handle that arraignment. And then the MIDC attorney, they're technically done with arraignments at 11. Andy was
Okay.
trying to get someone on. I'm
Okay.
here until 4, but we'll try to get it done.
I
Just
mean, I
waiting
have-
for an update from MIDC.
I'm here till 10:30 tonight, so I'm sure you want to go home, but I'll be here till 10:30 tonight. So you want us just to leave and you guys want to call us back, or what do you want to do? Just hang out, stand
That's
here?
Andy?
Judge, I just finally got a hold of Josh Kaplan. He must have not received the confirmation information that I sent him. He is logging in now.
We're good.
That worked out. Okay, so no 10 o'clock at night arraignment, no worries.
Perfect. Yeah. Whatever you need me to do, I'm here. I'm here to make everybody happy. Just have a sheet, and then that's all that. Just generic paperwork.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Do you ever have a RSU before? I asked the civil post officer.
That's not necessarily true.
Oh, here's Mr. Kaplan.
So I stand here for real quick.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kaplan. We're going to get you into a breakout room with Romulus. If it's just an order thing, we can do an order. That's not a transcript. I wonder if there's a language, not language problem, but I wonder if the ROA is not clear. I didn't even look at the piece of paper. He put it down and I didn't know if you all had a conversation about how to handle it. Oh, I remember this case. I hate that I remember this case, but I remember this case. Notice of intent to dismiss. No, I granted a judgment in this case. So I need. I don't know because I don't have the blue form, but I remember it was a failure to appear and it was actually a fourth hearing. No. No, that's not. No, they're just. Oh, yeah, so that wasn't even done. What I need is, I need the file. Oh, do you mind? Oh. I like to get my stuff in. If you bring the file up, it might just be that she needs to submit an order. I don't, she can have her transcript, but if it's just an order, that was. That file was a hot mess. Well, the proof of service wasn't filled out. They wrote the service stuff on the face of the summons, and so there was, I remember the quirky files. I don't remember I lost my car keys for 3 days. So I can't keep track of my car keys, but I can keep track of a hearing from December. And here's Mr. Zelenak. This is working out wonderfully. Ugh. Good afternoon, Mr. Zelenak.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Are you able to hear me?
I'm able to hear you. I can see you perfectly fine. There are 3 arraignments. There is already, the PD is already in with the MIDC attorney. So when we get a minute, we'll get you connected with your client. Have you spoken to, Mr. Crump?
No, I spoke to his family members who contacted me this morning. I just got into Edinburgh. And if there's anything you think, in your experience as a judge, I need to speak with them about, I'm just going to ask for a reasonable bond, the reasonable restrictions, and a release. I understand it's just aggravated assault and domestic violence. I thought there was a drunk driving too, but apparently not.
Did you say just aggravated assault?
No, I mean, I'm outlining the numbers, Judge. There's never just an aggravated assault.
There is no bond recommendation in the file, Attorney Zelenak.
Okay.
And the sole count is domestic violence aggravated.
All right. So there's just one charge. I thought there were much more. Well, Judge,
Well,
I've learned to
there's
never
something wrong
argue
with-
with the judge, you know?
there's something wrong with the ROA though, because I'm looking in the file and the complaint indicates interfering with crime report.
Now, subject to whatever else they feel fit to charge, Judge, I'm just going to ask you to use your jurisprudence and discretion to determine a fair bond. I suppose I could talk to him, but you know that I would come to and just grovel with a bunch of nonsense, and I would much rather have the court make a decision based on the evidence before it.
Judge,
There's in the eye of the beholder,
register,
so we'll see.
I'm sorry, if the register of action shows 1 count, I'll fix it after the arraignment. I do show that the complaint has both counts on there.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I flipped it up and I flipped the page up and I saw it on there. So, yep.
Well, Your Honor, I would ask for the usual reasonable cash bond, the no contact provisions, no drinking, no alcohol, no firearms, turn in firearms, and whatever else you would normally do in these circumstances. The biggest thing I fear is that if you remand him for the jail tether, he'll be there for longer than he would get upon a conviction. And I don't know if you have other tether opportunities here. And quite frankly, I'm not going to burden you with taking time out on a Friday afternoon for you to talk to him to bring back nothing anyways. You know what you have to do here.
It's not a bother. It's not a burden. I'm here. I'm glad that you were able to join us and get connected.
Well, yes, you know, I came here with my daughter, the one who's the prosecutor, and this is her 30th birthday, and her twin brother was coming too, but he elected to go to Hawaii on a free trip with some friends. So it's her first time in Scotland. We were just walking around and coming back to the hotel, so it worked out perfectly. I hope I'm your first one from Scotland that you've done an arraignment with.
I had Paris on Wednesday, so yes, you are the first one from Scotland.
Paris will be great on Wednesday. If they need a fill-in for that one, I'll volunteer for that too, Judge. So I will just sit here until you're ready for me, and I'll do whatever you tell me to do, Judge. And I promise not to take long.
Mr. Kaplan will come out with the first one, and then I'll let you, well, not let you, I'll have you go in with Mr. Crump if you want to speak to him briefly. The prosecutor is here on another one, so we'll move him in that order.
Very well, Judge. I'll just be silent till you tell me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is 230368 FD, State of Michigan versus Danielle Ashley. May I have your appearances, please?
Oh, my apologies. I can go get Danielle, Your Honor. I have Mr. Burns in front of me, not Danielle.
Did you talk to Mr. Burns, Mr. Kaplan?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke to
Okay,
both.
no,
If we could just do Burns
you can
first.
keep him. Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you. This is 230369 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Donald Lamar Burns Jr. May I have your appearances, please?
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of Mr. Burns.
Benjamin Tobin on behalf of the people.
State your name for me, please, sir.
Donald Lamar Burns Jr.
Thank you. Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment in this matter. Mr. Kaplan, how are we proceeding?
We'll waive formal reading, stand mute to the charge, Your Honor.
Mr. Burns, are you able to hear Mr. Kaplan just now?
Yes, ma'am.
He's waived the formal reading of the complaint, has you stand mute to the charges, sir. You have a right to be considered for pretrial release. The recommendation from Romulus Police Department is that your bond be set at 10,000, 10%, that you have no contact with the victim, no contact with Officer Pappas, and that you be placed on GPS tether. Mr. Kaplan, what say you to this recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. From what my understanding is with this, my client has a clean record, first, misdemeanor or felony. He was working at Ford. He missed today, so he's hoping he has a job. He has 3 kids, one with the complaining witness on this, though they're not living together. He understands that he has to have no contact with her. He said that without me even directing him to that. And that, any parenting visitation, he actually wants to work through Wayne County and not even try to set something up right now while this case is pending. We'd request a personal bond on this, Your Honor. My client understands that he has to have absolutely no contact with the complaining witness, and he has no problem with that.
Thank you. Mr. Tobin?
Thank you, Your Honor. People still request the reasonable cash bond and that GPS tether. It appears this incident is actually a retaliatory incident for Mr. Burns' girlfriend being bound over on charges of discharge of a firearm into a building, felonious assault, and 2 felony firearm counts. Additionally, the complainant has reported that Mr. Burns had been contacting her mother and threatening both the complainant and her mother, who is residing in Florida. Complainant's mother is extremely fearful, which is actually why we have complainant here at this moment. She's actually proceeding with this case. Mr. Burns somehow found out where our complainant was at a random auto repair shop, showed up there, and then blindsided her through the window of a vehicle. She has suffered some serious injuries. She is going to urgent care to figure out what the extent of those injuries are. It may even be getting amended to an aggravated domestic violence at this point. Therefore, the people do ask that reasonable cash bond be set and the GPS tether be imposed.
And, Your Honor, if I may respond to that.
Absolutely.
I hear what the people are saying, but they're making allegations for which he's not even charged in front of you today with regards to serious aggravated assault and other things that were just said. He's charged with a basic 93-day misdemeanor for domestic violence. That's an unwanted touching with someone with a familiar relationship. Again, he understands he's have to have no contact. The other things that he has said would be for charges that he's not charged with. I don't think that a high cash bond and a tether are on this are warranted in this and for what they are charging him with at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Kaplan, court appreciates your argument. The issue and concern for the court is that APA Tobin is here this afternoon, which is very unusual on an arraignment matter. That being the case, the court will depart from the Romulus Police Department's bond recommendation and will set Mr. Burns' bond at 5,000, 10%, with the requirement that if he posts, he not be released without the GPS tether for location. Mr. Burns, a condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the complainant in this case, that being Diamond Bryant. And just so we're clear, crystal clear, sir, no contact means no contact, no direct contact, No contact through third persons, no contact through social media. Should this court receive report that you have made efforts to be in contact or communication with Ms. Bryant, it could be viewed as a violation of the terms of your bond. Your bond can be revoked and you can spend the rest of these proceedings in custody. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next appearance date, sir, will be your pretrial on Tuesday, June 13, 2023 at 9:15 a.m. That's in courtroom number 2 with Chief Judge Brian Oakley. That is an in-person hearing. This case number again is 230369 SM. Next appearance date, June 13th at 9:15 a.m. with Judge Oakley. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Anything else, Mr. Tobin?
No, Your Honor. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday.
You too. Good luck to you, Mr. Burns.
All right, Your Honor, I'm gonna go get Miss Ashley right now for you.
Thank you. Mr. Kaplan, thank you for coming back on this afternoon.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Your Honor. Anytime I get to see you before a long holiday weekend, it's a great day. I gotta tell you.
This is 230368 FD. This is State of Michigan versus Danielle Ashley. May I have your appearance, please?
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of Ms. Ashley.
State your name for me, ma'am.
Danielle Ashley,
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment in this matter. Mr. Kaplan, how are we proceeding?
Yes, Your Honor. For purposes of arraignment, we'll waive formal reading, stand mute to the charge.
Ms. Ashley, were you able to hear and understand Mr. Kaplan just now?
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, he's indicated that you're waiving the right to have the formal reading of the complaint in this matter, having you stand mute to the charges. Because this is a felony matter, you have an absolute right to be represented by an attorney going forward. If you're unable to retain an attorney through your own resources, the court is able to appoint one for you. There is a petition attached to the front of your file asking that a court-appointed attorney be assigned. The court has signed that. You will be assigned an attorney going forward. It will not be Mr. Kaplan. It will be someone else who relies on the information you provided in terms of your phone number and address to be in contact and communication with you. Ma'am, you also have a right to be considered for pretrial release. The recommendation from Romulus Police Department is that your bond be set at 10,000, 10%, and that a condition of your bond is that you not purchase, possess, consume alcoholic beverages during the pendency of this matter. Mr. Kaplan, what say you to this recommendation?
We would ask for a personal bond on this, Your Honor. She is gainfully employed at a auto plant in Belleville. She's got 2 daughters, 20 and 16, both live with her. I obviously, this being considered a third, this is not her first criminal offense. However, she's always showed up to court. There's no history of failing to appear. She's always completed probation, paid her fines and costs, and followed all recommendations by the court while she's under the court supervision. While she does have money to pay that $1,000 bond, if you took that recommendation, that would be the mortgage that she was planning to pay for to keep her house this month. Given that, we're requesting that you provide a personal bond, and she promises to attend all future court dates, including the PCC coming up.
Thank you, Mr. Kaplan. The court will depart from the recommendation of the police department and set Ms. Ashley's bond at 5,000, 10%. The court has concerns, and as much as Ms. Ashley's most 2 recent convictions were relatively, 2017 and 2018, that is cause for some concern. Ma'am, a condition of your bond is that you not purchase, possess, consume alcoholic beverages during the pendency of this matter. Your next appearance date will be on Wednesday, June the 7th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. in courtroom number 3 with Judge Green. That will be by Zoom. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, here, I'll be right back with number 3 here.
Thank
And-
you.
That's number 3 is not with me. Is that correct?
Correct. Number 3 is represented by Retain. Mr. Kaplan, have a wonderful weekend.
You too, Mr. Zelenak. You look so glorious over there on that windowsill. You have a wonderful weekend as well.
I'm planting seeds for you, Josh. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Peter? Abstained on that, yellow mark, sir.
This is 230370 SM, State of Michigan versus Anthony Darnell Crump. May I have your appearance, please?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Edward Zelenak, P27611, appearing for the defendant, Mr. Crum. I know you've been advised I've represented you and I'm representing you in this matter. Indicate to the court your name and that you agree to my representing you here today.
My name is Anthony Crump. I haven't agreed to anybody representing me.
Mr. Jackson didn't tell you I'm going to represent you?
Oh, then yes, I agree to that. No, I did not know who you were. Thank you. Yes, I
Very
agree.
well. All right, Your Honor, he's charged with 2 serious charges and I'll speak to him about them later. You've indicated that one is domestic violence aggravated. The second is interfering with the filing of a police communication or report. They're both serious charges. We'd ask the court to waive the reading, to stand in mute, to enter a plea of not guilty, and to schedule the matter for a pretrial as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Zelenak. There is no bond recommendation from the Romulus Police Department other than no contact with the victim. Do you have any comment as to bond in this matter?
Your Honor, the court is aware of the seriousness of these circumstances, which I'll explain to the defendant, and the no contact is clearly appropriate, and also the general terms that are on every case: no alcohol, no guns, no firearms, no illicit narcotics, no contacting the victim through family members, through Facebook, through any social media. If you're inclined to set a bond, we'd ask for a reasonable cash bond or a high personal bond, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Crump, your bond will be set at 5,000, 10%. Sir, condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the complaining victim in this case, that being Tiffany Atkins. Sir, no contact means no contact, no direct contact, no contact through third persons, no contact through social media. Should the court receive report that you have made efforts to be in contact or communication with Ms. Atkins, it could be viewed as a violation of the terms of your bond. Your bond could be revoked and you can spend the rest of these proceedings in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Your next appearance date, sir, will be Tuesday, June 13, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. in courtroom number 2 with Chief Judge Brian Oakley. That will be an in-person hearing. Again, this case number is 230370 SM. Next appearance date, June 13th at 9:30 a.m. Anything else, Mr. Zelenak?
No, thank you. And Mr. Crum, we will speak later today. Mr. Jackson, once you're released, we'll give you my number and we'll speak about your case. Judge, thanks for taking us and filling in, allowing me to zoom in from a foreign country to take care of this matter today.
No worries. Safe travels to you, Mr. Zelenak. Anything else, Romulus?
No, we're all set. Thank you so much for fitting us in tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your
Absolutely.
Honor,
We'll get the paperwork over to you.
Thank you.
thank you, Your Honor. Have a great holiday weekend.
This court stands adjourned.